So today we're going to be talking about factors and multiples. We're going to start with factors. So let's get a general idea of what a factor is. So if I have a number, any factor of that number will give me a remainder of 0 if I divide it by it. Example, if I have 8, so I have 8. I want to know if 1 is a factor of 8. How can I tell? I have to divide 8 by 1, and when I do that, I'm going to get 8 remainder 0. Now what I did right here was just 1 into 8. So it's the long division version, okay? And you'll see I get a remainder of 0, all right? So yes, the answer is yes, 1 is a factor. What about 2? Is 2 a factor? Now I can go ahead and tell you yes off the bat because 8 is an even number. And in order for a number to be even, it must be divisible by 2. But let's again go and do the checks, okay? So 8 divided by 2 happens to be 4, and of course no remainder again. The long division version, depending on which one you're more comfortable with. 4 times 2 is 8. And I get a 0 as my remainder, hence yes, 2 is. So when I divided 8 divided by 1, I got 8. So 8 then is also a factor because 8 times 1 gives you 8, which means there's no remainder. And when I divided 8 by 2, I got 4. So 4 is also a factor. So my factor is written on in order: 1, 2, 4, and 8. So you might say, well, what about 3? Why didn't I try 3? Well, first of all, I know that 2 times 3 is 6. I know that 3 times 3 is 9. Therefore, nothing multiplied by 3 will give me 8 exact. Well, let's check it. Let's come here and see 3 into 8. 3 into 8 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. But look, I get 2 as a remainder. Remember, in order for it to be a factor, there can be no remainder. Or we could also say a remainder of 0. Okay? So let's try this with another number. Let's try this with 5. This is our number. I know 1 and 5 are factors. I know this because if I divide 5 by 1, I get 5. If I divide 5 by 5, I'm going to get 1. But what about 2? It's not. How do I know? Well, I could do the division in my head, but this is an odd number. Odd numbers are not divisible by 2. Okay, well, what about 3? Not. If I divide 5 by 3, I'm going to have 3 into 5, and I'm going to get a remainder. Remember, in order for this to be a factor, I have to get a remainder of 0 or no remainder. And if I do the same thing with 4, same thing. I'm going to get a remainder of 1. Okay? So these are the only 2. In fact, there is a special name for this. They're called prime numbers. Now, what is this that I'm talking about? What is a prime number? A prime number is a number which has as its factors only 1 and itself. Okay? So earlier we did 8. It had 1, 2, 4, and 8 as factors. Is this a prime number? No, it's not. Because a prime number has only 2 factors, 1 and itself. In this case, it would have had to be just 1 and 8. Okay? Try it out. 3 happens to be a prime number. You should check it, find the factors. You will find that it's just 1 in itself. I just showed you 5. Check out the other ones between 1 and 15. See how many more prime numbers you can come up with. All right. For now, let's move forward and talk about multiples. All right. So we spoke about factors. Factors are the smaller numbers which make up the number itself. Now let's take a look at 5. We know that the factors of 5 are 1 and 5. We just found that out. In fact, it's just a prime number. These are the factors. What are the multiples? The multiples of 5 are simple. It's 5, 10, 15. So we're just counting by 5, right? That's all we're doing. In fact, what we're doing here is this right here is just 5 times 1. This right here is just 5 times 2. 5 times 3, and so forth. So if we're asked to list the multiples, this is what we do. Okay, and we go on and on and on. What if we're asked, is a number a multiple of 5? What if we're asked, is 105 a multiple of 5? How do we do that? Well, all we have to do is divide. If we take this 105 and divide it by 5 and get no remainder, if we get no remainder or a remainder of 0, then this 105 is a multiple. Okay? It also then means that 5 is a factor of 105. So 5 into 10 is 2. 2 times 5 is 10. And you know how this works. We bring down the 5. We say 5 into 5 is 1. 1 times 5 is 5. And look at that, no remainder. So, yes, 105 is a multiple of 5. And 5 is a factor of 105. All right? So let's take a look at another one before we move on. Let's take a look at another one. Right? Is 24 a multiple of 4? Then, so I'm going to call this part A. And so for part B, I'm going to ask, is 6 a factor of 24? So these are the two things we learned here in this little session. So let's work them out. So if 24 is a multiple of 4, then 24 divided by 4 will give us a remainder of 0. So 4 into 24 happens to be 6. 6 times 4 is 24. And there's no remainder. So is 24 a multiple of 4? Yes. Okay. In other words, we could have done 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, and 24 would be the 6th in the series, right? Right here. 6 sets, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the initial way we learned this. But now we're able to handle division, right? So the answer is yes, right? Now let's look at part B. Part B now is asking us, is 6 a factor of 24? You will recall that in order to find out if 6 is a factor of 24, 24 has to be able to divide by 6 with a remainder of 0. So we do the same thing here, 6 into 24. And see if we get a remainder, and the answer is 4. 4 times 6 is 24. You get 0 as a remainder, and so yes, the answer is yes for both of these. This is how we work it, in case you want to know how we work it. Also, what we could do to further this, I could say, listen, list the factors of 24. List all the factors of 24. So what I'm doing now is I'm showing you different ways in which your problem could be presented. So I know 1 and 24 are factors. this because 1 times 24 and 24 times 1 gives me 24, no remainder. I know that 24 is an even number, so 2 times something gives me 24. If I know my 2 times table, I can tell right away it's 12. If I don't, I do my long division, okay? Let's do the long division just to make sure that we keep that in memory. So let's say 2 into 24. 2 into 2 is 1. That gives me 2. Going on to 4, 2 into 4 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Bottom line here, there's a 0 remainder, so yes, it's a factor. So 2 times 12. All right. 3 times something, does that give me 24? Yeah, happens to be 24 if I do 3 times 8. What about 4? 4 times 6. What about 5? No, I don't think so, because 5 times 5 is 25. But if I wasn't sure, I come on here and I check. So I go 5 and I go 24. 5 into 24 is 4, because 4 times 5 is 20. But look, I have a remainder of 4, so this is not. Now, I don't want to leave these like this, okay? I don't want to leave, I want to write them over in order. This is kind of like a scratch pad writing, right? So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, and 24. These are the list of factors for 24. Now, I'm hopeful that this little session here helped you in understanding what factors and what multiples are. You might want to subscribe to this channel, get some more videos, but definitely give it a like, a thumbs up if it helped you. Other videos in this and other series are available. Like, share, and subscribe if you found the video helpful. If there's a topic you'd like to see us tackle, just let us know.